Welcome to the WAGC Golf Channel. Hello golfers from all over and welcome to the WAGC Golf Channel. This year, 2021, will be the 26th time that we are playing the World Golfers Final. What is the difference between now and then? Personally, I know the difference. Now my long hits are shorter and my short game lasts longer. I'm convinced that thousands of world amateur golfers throughout the years have made the same experience. So let us remember how it was years ago and how it all started. Therefore, I have invited a very important WAGC supporter who can tell you how it all started. He was the helping hand in the beginning. When it all started, he's a Swedish businessman, golfer, sponsor, and co-organizer. For example, when Tumba opened his first golf course in Moscow, he was participating in the first World Golfer Championship 1995 in PGA National in Florida, and in many years to go. A golfing gentleman from Stockholm, Sweden. So here he is. Welcome to the Golf Channel, Mr. Gunnar Andersson. Hej Gunnar och välkommen hit.
Hey and hello, it's a pleasure to be invited to this thing. It brings so many good memories back because I haven't played for a couple of years, but it's so wonderful to think back of the time. It was an exciting time with that.
I'm happy that you are here. Gunnar, both of us knew Sven Tumba very well, the founder of the WAGC. Do you remember when you met this legendary hockey, football and golf player Sven Tumba for the first time?
I met him several times during the 1780s, but met him. But we became very good friends because I was invited at a dinner in his house in Bigbyholm. And since then, we have been tight, good friends forever.
You're not only a businessman, golfer and supporter of the WAGC, but you were one of the first sponsors that helped Sven Tumba to fulfill his dream 26 years ago. It's now the biggest amateur golf competition in the world. Why did you support him and what was your feedback at this time?
Yeah, when he described this project and he was so excited and enthusiastic, first I thought that's a crazy idea. But the more he described it, that it would be possible for amateurs to play, not amateurs with a scratch handicap, no, amateurs from 0 to 28 at that time, and a handicap system which made it fair to play in a competition. It became more and more. I couldn't resist the idea. I got hugged on that. So I joined him because it was such a great idea. And we tried it also in Sweden, before we went to finals. And so it worked. So that was fantastic to be part of it.
How many countries did participate and how many players was that at that time?
The first time there were about 25 countries and around 100 players, and we played in Florida at this PGA resort, and we played there 3 times, and it was fantastic to come there and see the whole organization. It was just as professional as a master. Everything was set up, everything was organized. I mean, you thought you were in a dream. It was really good.
Sport promotes friendship and business. That's also a dream. I know that you, as well as Tumba, put friendship very high. And I myself, among so many others, are honored to have your friendship. I also have many golf prizes and giveaways with your company name on it. This golf shirt, for example, what was the business as good as the friendship?
I don't know, because my company was running very well, so I never had to think about the money. And since everything was exciting and I was hooked on it, why think about money? Because he paid back by being so positive. And, he said everything is positive if you try hard. And he, that was a fantastic feedback to get this positive input. I was already positive, but I got even more positive to not only to the game, but also in my business and with my employees and everything. No, it was a wonderful time.
I believe you. I was in that too, in a way. So talking about money and sponsoring is not only just business. It also means to give with your heart. Both of you were sort of Robin Hoods with a lot of helping projects like golf for children and the Sven Tumba Education Fund. It says on this homepage, for example, education is a mental vaccine against drugs, crime, violence, and preventable diseases. Children who can read and write are also more capable of adapting to a constantly changing world. The children of today will be leaders and entrepreneurs of the golf tomorrow and of the world tomorrow. So Gunnar, we have both played golf with Sven Tumba. And it says to find a person's true character, play golf with him. What was so special with Sven Tumba, his personal qualities?
He was positive and he was very warm. He wanted to hug everybody, exactly. And he had a fantastic memory for names. I don't know how many thousand people that knew him, but he remembered the names. I was impressed when we had a special golf competition for one of his colleagues in the ice hockey team. He met all these widows because they were rather old, these guys, and he remembered the names and everything. And that's fantastic, And I think that was one of his strong sides. And he had no hesitation to talk to anybody. And he had a company door opener, and he was really a door opener. He could approach anyone, no hesitation. And I don't know, he had never heard the name Shy. I think he didn't know what it was. He was not shy at all. No,
Yes.
you couldn't resist him. No, you couldn't resist him, And a friend of mine said to me, but Gunnar, say yes, because he won't give up until you say yes.
Yes, Gunnar. Sven Tumba was sometimes also totally crazy. He was totally crazy. And I'm sure you have some nice memories. For example, Moscow, you were invited to the premiere, to the opening of the Moscow Golf Club, the first golf club in Russia. Can you tell us something about that?
That's true. It was fantastic. And we played there also, and it was a nice golf course. And at the opening, Yeltsin came there. I think he had already one or two vodkas because he was... Tumba helped him to show the club and so on. And then when he came, he welcomed him, by kissing me on the right side and on the left side and on the mouth and hugging like this, And the next man, he grabbed him, kissed him on the right and the left side and on the mouth. And, the guy was white and you could hear a leaf falling because we thought, this is not correct, because that was the ambassador for Japan, and you do like this with this, but wait, and it was long seconds, and then finally he just whoa, happiness. He said, "Oh," and we applaud. But that was Tumba, and
Yes. Do you have some secret stories that we can't tell?
No, there might be many. But I have another nice story. When the Golf Federation in Sweden was 100 years old, they gave a prize to the person who had meant most for golf in Sweden, and that was, of course, Sven Tumba. So when he got his prize, I was present, and the Lord Mayor, Barry Anderson of Stockholm, was there, and he was a big fan of Tumba since he was a kid, because he was an ice hockey fan. So the Lord Mayor says to Tumba, "Is there something I can do for you?" "Of course," he said, "you can open up the town hall for a party." "For a party?" "Yes." "How many will you be?" "Around 500-600 persons. But you have to talk with Gunnar Andersson about the details, because he can arrange that, So he called me back in 2 days and say he was serious. Yes. So we invited about 70 ambassadors, and more than 30 ambassadors came from different countries, because we wanted them to talk about the golf competition. And around 500-600 people came, and it was great. I mean, who would ask the Lord Mayor to open up the town hall and invite everything? And he did. No hesitation. And he was happy.
Yeah, we have a lot of lovely stories. We can talk the whole day about Sven Tumba and his crazy adventures all over the world.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have you that has experienced all these fantastic things abroad, and the first golf club in Russia. That's something, and he organized everything.
I was asked from the Swedish television when they made a film about him, how he was as a financing economics. I said if he had better advisors, he would have been rich. But he never had good advisors, because he just said yes to everything, because they couldn't resist his positive. So because he had a lot of fantastic things, he was the first invented the thing for the ice hockey player, and the game where you play, and a lot of things he invented. But he sold them the next day because he wanted to cash in.
But he had some good friends. He had you, for example. And yes. I have some good questions that I always used to ask the people that are that are here on the Golf Channel, some special questions. So I can ask you, what do you have in your purse? How much money do you have? And other unnecessary things, photos and your credit card pins or secret telephone numbers. What is in your purse now?
I always have a lot of money in my purse. I'm warned, my wife has warned me 100 times, because I used to have, I like to have at least 5,000 to 10,000 euros. Otherwise, I feel poor in cash. They call me, he's a king of cash. And then I have, of course, a photo of my wife and the dog, and the driving license, because I have to show it sometimes, and not so much else. But a lot of cash. And sometimes not only in the purse. I have it in the pocket, because that saved me from one robbery once in London, because they were going to rob me. Then I put my hand down and I took out a lot of money and said, take it. So they just took the money and ran away. Otherwise they would have killed me. So it's good to have cash in the pocket. Good advice.
Well, or you can hide or run away or climbing up a tree. What is your relation to climbing in trees, Gunnar? Can you climb in the tree?
As a child we were, but as older, I have actually climbed the 12 highest mountains in Norway and Sweden. I have a small medal saying that, yes, 12 highest. And that was really climbing. Good.
Well, I know you almost 50 years now, Gunnar. And you are so incredibly positive all the time. I want to end this small conversation with a little bit more seriously than normal in this Golf Channel, because I know that in a couple of days you have a pretty heavy surgery in the hospital. Can you give the golfers out there who are complaining about the golf results or other very unimportant problems. Can you give them and us some advices how to handle the real problems in life? From where do you take your positive way of being, Gunnar?
That comes from our parents, because my father, he was an adventurer. He had traveled around the world, I don't know how many times, and he was fluent. He could speak several languages, and he was an optimist. And he said that don't complain, boys. We were 3 brothers within 3 years. He said, if you can't do anything about it, just don't say anything. Don't complain. Because if you're positive, it brings a lot of energy in your life. And that's why I also, when I think about golf players, if you look at the first golf book, it says golf is a game for gentlemen. It's a gentleman's game. So that's why it's so important to behave well. So if you play bad, don't behave bad. And if you play good, behave good. Then it's easier. So it's very, very important to remember what golf is. It's a game for gentlemen, but now also for women.
Yeah, Gunnar, you are right. You are a true gentleman, dear Gunnar. It was a pleasure talking with you, and thank you for sharing your memories with us and for your support then and now. It will be a pleasure to have you as an honored guest in the World Final this year in Cancun, in Mexico, 16th to 23rd of October.
Also say thank you, Carrie, for this interview. And I will also like to thank you, Nils Nord, because you and Nils are actually done a lot of these things to improve. And I'm really happy, but I'm sorry that Tumba can't see the result you have made. And so it's the biggest world amateur golf competition in the world. I'm very happy, and I will do all my best to come to Mexico. Thank you.
Wonderful. Welcome, Gunnar. I think you will be positively surprised about the WAGC standard nowadays. So welcome to Mexico, Gunnar, and take care. Good luck next week, and welcome all golfers out there. See you soon again. Stay healthy and keep swinging.